Brother Sewing and Crafting family. I was just talking to Nephi laughing. So I was like, wait a minute, we have to go live. So we are live streaming on Brother Sewing Facebook and YouTube pages. And I know you wanted to see what he was working on a couple days ago. Well, he's here and he's got a fabulous project for you. So I'm Angela Wolf, Brother Brand Ambassador, and we've got Nephi Garcia joining us today, also known as Designer Daddy. So say hi, say where you're from. I always love to see that. And let's bring Nephi to the party. Nephi, how are you?
I'm so great. How are you guys doing?
I know, I'm sitting there visiting with you and I'm like, I go live. I'm like, wait a minute, where am I going live?
I know, right? I know. Back. We were just, we were catching up. But yeah, no, sorry about a couple of days ago. We had like a little crazy thing. My toddler fell off of his chair and we were like, oh no. So we had to watch him. If you're a parent, you get it. So we had to like monitor him and everything. But he's good. Everybody's good. Everybody's safe. So now we're back to business.
Well, it was perfect because I was going to show something on the serger today. So we just switched. So I showed gathering on the serger on Tuesday, and I'm dying to see what gathering you're doing today on this adorable fabric.
Oh, thank you. So yes, I'm so excited. We're actually making a cute little mini skirt. And I have this it's like a crinkle satin. It's really, really, really pretty. I love the shimmer. Look how pretty that is. It looks kind of luxurious almost. And then I have this pre-pleated, not pleated, pre-ruffled fabric. So there's like ruffles on it. But the actual main fabric where it's sewn on is not ruffled. So this part we're going to be working on. And we're going to basically make a fun little skirt.
I love that red. In fact, I could see some comments rolling in. It does look luxurious. You mean that's not like $100 a yard or something crazy like that?
No, surprisingly, I think it was like $6 a yard.
Wow.
Plus the coupon, so.
I know. And everybody watching, don't ask where it's from because it's not a Brother product, but you can probably guess. So, yes. Or you could message Nephi on Instagram later.
DM me on Instagram. I'm more than happy to tell you where I got my stuff.
All right. So I'll let you take it away and we're going to watch from behind the scenes. I'm going to be in the comments. Nephi, it's all you.
Sounds good. Okay, so we are going to make a skirt. So I have this long panel. This is about 60 inches long. And I would say about like 1.5 feet wide. So the width is going to be the length of our skirt. And we have the same exact measurement for our ruffles. And we also need this strip right here. This is going to be our waistline. So I'm going to pull up my mannequin up here. And if you guys have any questions, Angela, do you mind reading them? Because I can't really see the questions.
Absolutely. I got you covered, Nephi. But quick question. Mary said, could you just tell what fabric that is again? You said it's like a satiny with a little bit of a stretch, right?
Yeah, so it's satin. It has a little bit of stretch, not that much, but it's got this like fun little texture. And it's really smooth. It's like almost silky. I'm pretty sure it's polyester, but it's almost silky. It's really, really pretty. Well, first we're going to measure. We're going to need a mannequin or your waistline to measure. I am just going to do it by eye because it's funner that way. And I'm going to have it overlap by about 1.5 inches each side. All right, let me cut that. There you go. All right, so this is what we need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to serge it. I'm so excited, by the way. I've been playing with my airflow. I'm obsessed. And I noticed it's a lot quieter too.
Nephi, I didn't even know. So thank you for having to come today because I didn't get a chance to play except live on Tuesday. And so when I was on the serger, that's the first thing I noticed is usually I have to move the camera back because the sergers are a little bit loud. It is so quiet.
It's so quiet. I'm actually I was blown away. Here, let me grab my foot pedal on the other side of the table here. So what is everybody working on right now? I want to know what you guys are working on right now. What about you, Angela? Are you working on anything fun?
Well, I am. I'm actually working on a couple of new bias cut skirts that I love the look of bias. It drapes, it looks fabulous. It can be fancy or not fancy. That's what I'm working on.
And bias dresses are so in right now.
They are.
Oh yeah. Like a lot of the like a sheet dress, like I think it's called a sheath dress, where you just like put it on because it's bias, so you'll just hug your body. It's so in right now, and it's very flattering.
It is. So everyone, leave comments. Nephi wants to know what you're sewing, and I'll read it off to him while he is surging away.
So we're almost done with serging this the sash.
Arnell's making a clothesline bowl. That's cool.
What is it?
She's making a clothesline bowl.
Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds really fun. So there's a couple of techniques that I use for gathering, pleating. So Angela showed you how to gather with the serger, and we're gonna be using that as well. But I don't know if you know, but in your sewing machine you actually have a basting stitch. You guys know that, right?
I'll bet you. You know what? I will bet you there's at least one or two people that don't know that, because it took me a lot of years to even realize I had a basting stitch. I just made it to a 5.0, but there is an actual basting stitch.
It's amazing. I love the basting stitch. I used to, like a long time ago, I used to do it by hand. It takes forever, and it's always most likely not even. So I love that we have it like in the machine. So it just, this is just a sample fabric, but it's basically like a very, very wide stitch. And I like it because it helps you, like pull the material. So this is really good if you want a lot of volume in your skirt. So let's just say you have, which I've done, 8 yards of fabric that you want to gather into a 25-inch. I know it's crazy, but it's a good way to do that. And if you, let's just say you wanted to make like a big voluminous princess dress, and you want a fabric that would gather real tight without making it so bulky, I would recommend like a Dupioni silk or a Dupioni faux silk, which is like a ton cheaper. Usually like a Dupioni silk's about like $30 a yard, up to $50 a yard. But a faux one you can get for like $5, $6 a yard. And they actually look very, very close. So this is what you do when you do a basting stitch. You'd be able to like gather it nice and tight. So
nice.
This 2 inches is about 1.5 yards length.
Wow.
And I can pull it.
That's a lot of gathering.
Yes. So this is another way of gathering, and I can pull it like even tighter if I want to. And the fun part about this, if you wanted to do the smocking look, you can actually like do basting stitch every inch and then pull it all, so you'll have like a smock look. And what I would recommend is just go ahead and just sew after you base stitch it. I mean, after you after you gather it, you just go ahead and like go to your regular stitching and like and run it over, so it will stay like that permanently. Let's do that real quick.
Nephi, you got a couple questions for you.
Yes.
First of all, what machine are you on?
So I am using my LB 5000.
Awesome. And someone wanted to know what stitch number was that, basting stitch, or did you just use a straight stitch and up the stitch?
So the basting stitch is on 1-07.
Okay, perfect.
And you can actually adjust it so it's even further apart.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, so I'll show you what it looks like after we've run it over with regular stitching. So it's, you know, it's slightly more permanent. And now that we have, now that I've taught you that, I don't know if you guys have used the fork method.
Oh, we've seen that before, but it's been a while.
I know, just like, I love the fork method. It's really good for pleating. Let me see if I can show you guys. I'm gonna bring the camera a little bit closer.
Oh yeah, they're gonna want to see that big time because somebody might not have seen that before.
So basically, you're going to use a fork face down, have the fabric come out of the tooth closest to you, like this, and then you're gonna flip it. You're gonna flip it. So you're gonna flip it up. Let's see. So you're gonna sew it. Make sure you don't sew through your fork, because that would be bad. This actually, it's probably, I mean, it's the same amount of time as if you're doing it by hand, but the benefit of doing this is it's even. You'll have like an even pleating. I'll do one more and then I'll show you guys. Okay. So it's pleated. It's pleated about every inch and a half. And if you do it, like, with more material, it's gonna look a lot prettier than just this sample. But that's another way of doing pleating, one of my technique. And I've done double gathering as well, where I gather it with the serger, and then I gather it again where it's gathered to make it a little bit tighter. And I will show you how I do that. With this, now we're actually going to use our fabric. Oh, that was the wrong foot. A lot of foot here.
Wrong pedal.
I know. Almost done. So we can see it's gathered. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to like run it through again, but I'll do.
Uh-oh. Nephi, you froze for a sec. I was like, uh-oh, we didn't lose you, did you? You just froze. You're back.
Okay, good. So I'm double gathering it. So this time, make sure it doesn't cut the fabric. It will just gather it more. And there's actually a foot as well. Did you use the foot last time you gathered so you can like sew something on top of it while it's gathering the underneath?
I did. I love that gathering foot, but it could not gather. It won't gather as tight as what you did there.
Yes.
I threw away, you know what? I threw away the sample that I did on Tuesday. So if you all missed that show, you can go back on Tuesday and see it, but it doesn't gather as much as you did. So
Yes.
I'm so glad you showed it on the sewing machine.
Yes. So yeah, there's a lot of different techniques. I like my gather. I make a lot of princess dresses, and so when I gather a lot because I want volume. So I use my basting stitch. I pull, and now it's like even tighter than before. This is just from the serger. And what we're gonna do is we're going to sew this on. Where's our strip? Right here. We're gonna sew this on our strip.
Marianne wants to know, how wide did you say? That's the waistband, right?
Yeah, so the waistband is about 4 inches wide.
There you go. Thanks.
You are welcome. All right, so this is what I do. Since gathering is kind of tricky, it has to be specifically the same width once it's gathered as your waistband. So what I do is I actually like find the middle of my waistband. Let me grab my.
Uh-oh. We lost him again. Come back to us. That's like a great pose, Nephi.
Here. And then
hey, Nephi, we lost you again. So could you start that over? You were like, wait till you see the replay. You had this perfect pose. But anyway, start that again. You just froze when you got up.
Sounds good. So once you gather your material, it's so tricky to make it the same length as your waistband. So what I do, and it makes it easier for me to do, is I find the center of my waistband right here, and I put a pin in there. And grab your pleated gathered skirt, fold it in half, find the center as well. And what I like to do is I pin the center together. There you go. And I basically like manually gather this slightly tighter to make sure it fits the waistband. So what I would do is I would pin the center, I would pin the edge. Let me grab my pin. This is how it makes sense in my head. And then in between this two, I'll find the center of that and the center of my gathered. So we're working on the first half here. All right. Now that I have that pinned, it looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm gathering this a little bit tighter evenly within the first 6 inches or whatever this is. And same here. That way, once, you don't have to like kind of estimate. It takes forever. And I'll just show you. I'll just show you how I do it.
Marcia says, you must make super cute clothes for your daughters. But I have to say, if you don't follow him on Instagram, you're missing some really cute dresses that he's been doing lately. We can't say who they're for because it's not a brother product, but they're really cute.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I make a lot of like cute dresses. I am working on we're actually going to a Disney movie premiere next week, hence the mustache.
Oh, you froze again. Hence the mustache. You froze again. You said hence the mustache and we lost you. Oh. You gotta love lives, right? Technology. There you are. No. Oh no, we gotta see the rest of this dress. I can see you all saying, all right, you're back, Nephi.
Okay, awesome. So I was saying we're actually headed to a movie premiere for Disney this weekend, or I guess next week. Hence the mustache.
I love that.
I usually don't have a mustache, but I have to grow it out for a look that I'm going for. You can probably guess it.
We'll let the audience guess in the comments. Can you guess what premiere he's going to next week. I think I can guess, but I can't say it.
I know, right? Mustache is a clue.
Yeah, brother social team says that's your new profile picture, the one that you froze at with you froze like this. You had the mustache and you're like, that's the mustache, and it froze like right then. It was like the perfect picture.
I need that photo. You know what? I need that photo. That might be my new profile photo here for all my socials. All right, so we're almost done here. I'm working on the second half now of sewing it onto our waistband. I need better pins. My pins are so dull. I have a random question for all our sewers here. How do you organize your fabric? Is it by color, by the amount of fabric that you have, or by like lace, solids? I'm just curious while I'm doing this.
Oh.
Because I think everybody have their own way of like storing fabrics, you know?
Yeah. That's a great question. And I would like to see this too, because I actually store by type. So I have like a section of silk, a section of wool, a section of knits, a section of sequins. I go by type.
Oh,
how about you?
That. I go by color.
Okay.
Yeah, so I go by color. I have like clear tubs, and all the reds are together, all the whites are together, which, maybe I need to like figure out like better ways, because I have to dig all the way to the bottom sometimes. All right, so this is what it looks like now.
Oh, look at that.
See, now we don't have to like too tightly gathered on one side and flatter on the other side, because we kind of like, this is the back side right here. We kind of distribute it evenly before we sewed it on. So it's cute. And now what we're going to do is we're going to sew this guy right here, the fun one.
Beautiful.
So I know, I love this fabric. So what we're going to do is I'm going to gather this part right here with our serger. Did you know that it's halfway to Halloween now? I saw like a commercial today, and they're like, it's halfway to Halloween. I'm like, wait, is it really already?
Oh, Nephi. No, like, because you know what's next then? Christmas. And I always say if I would start my Christmas presents and holiday presents now, I might finish them. It never works out. It never does.
No.
Okay, so since I know
everybody will be able to catch up to that. What was that?
Yeah. I know you guys are amazing when it comes to Halloween. You guys dress up so cool. Do you already know what you're going to be designing for this year for you and the fam?
It's funny because I make costumes, right? We do dress up cool for Halloween, like for family photos and stuff. But on Halloween, like actual trick-or-treating, that's when we let our kids buy store-bought costumes. Isn't that weird? Because like I don't.
You?
Only on trick-or-treating, because so we dress up together and it's really, really cool, epic, all-out costume. But I also don't want to rob them of like the experience of like picking their Halloween costume. I mean, it makes me cringe. I'm like, I'm paying $100 for that. Like, I could make it for less and better, Oh my god. Except for my one kid. I have a kid who combines like 5 costumes in one. It's never like, oh, I want to be a vampire. It's more like, I think last year he was like, I'm gonna be a vampire that turned into a witch with with like a pumpkin head. I'm like, a pumpkin head vampire that has a witch hat. I'm like, okay. He's very creative that way. You know what? That would be a fun episode to do, like Halloween costume.
That would be.
Like a DIY, like we can do like, oh, a cheap Halloween costume, you know, like if we have a $10 budget to get materials, what can we make out of it? You know?
Oh, I like that. I think, hey brother, are you listening? I think I just heard a great challenge for the ambassadors for this fall.
I know. Who can make the cheapest cost-wise costume but look epic?
I would have to say I'm not very good at that. In fact, my husband, when I first met him, used to hold one of the biggest Halloween parties in town. That's not how I met him, but he did. And I wasn't really big at dressing up. So you know what I did? I found a great pair of my Levi's. Oh, sorry, not a brother brand, but I found a great pair of jeans, a white t-shirt, a construction belt, and a hat. And he still remembers that's what I wore.
You know, I love that. I love that. I also like the idea of like repurposing, like we can go to a thrift store and then like find an old like outfit and then we can repurpose it into like a costume. But like more like rather than like, oh, I'm gonna distress this outfit to make a zombie costume, more like I'm gonna turn this wedding dress into a rainbow princess ball gown or something crazy, you know?
Oh, I like the way you're thinking. So what do you all think? Do you think we should do this for Halloween for next year? Because we're going to have to plan ahead to make sure this works. So leave your comments below so we can see what you're thinking. Oh, yeah. Look at that skirt. I
know. So as you can see, this is the center of our waistband. This is the edge. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to pin it here, and then look for the center in here and then pin it. And then I'm going to like kind of manually gather it as I sew on our
So Nephi, before you go any further, got a couple questions for you. Jan wants to know, what was the setting on your serger? What was the differential feed that you were just using?
So I just have it all on force right now.
Okay, so for the top, and then on the side for your differential feed, do you know the button on the side bottom? What is that one?
Oh, yes. So the smaller, the bottom dial, I have it on the very top, which is the gather, the photo of the gather, and then on the top dial, it's just on 3.
Okay, so length is 3, differential feed is all the way turned up, Jan, if that helps. And someone just said, what serger is that? That is the Airflow 3000, which, by the way,
Airflow 3000.
If you purchase it, register it, and you have access to my masterclass, 14 lessons with Kathy Gandy and Kathy Stipe and myself, where we show you how to do a ton of fun projects. So you'll learn every stitch. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. I am so obsessed with this. You know, it's funny because I have my my other brother serger, and then when I got this, I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna have 2, but now that I have this, and it's so easy to change the color, I've just solely been using this. It's quieter and it seems faster to me too.
I'm with you on that.
Awesome. All right, so we're about to sew this on. We're actually like over halfway. Super easy. All right, so I'll show you. I'm gonna hold it up where it's pinned. So now we're gonna go ahead and sew this. And again, I gather it manually to make everything even. Hope that makes sense.
Nephi, everybody's like, we want this challenge. Patty's like, can I really pull off a Halloween costume? Patty, I don't know. I mean, the construction worker was a pretty good deal.
I know, right? You know what? I might have to hold a contest in my Instagram. Be like, I will send you $100, like a credit or something, if you find the cheapest way to create a costume and it looks epic. That would be a fun challenge, actually.
This would be a really fun challenge. So what do you think the budget should be for this? $10?
$10 or less. Yeah.
And you can use any refashioned garments or any fabric or anything like that?
Yes.
All right, $10, not including the Fabulous Brother machines that you have to sew and create on. How's that?
Sounds good because yeah, we'll stick on $10 on materials. But that way, actually, I'm actually like considering it now. I'm gonna like contact all of our brother ambassadors, be like, okay, here's a challenge for you guys and for everybody. And it's good for the environment, you know, recycling.
Well, the other thing, at least you gave me a really big notice because it's going to take me a while.
I know, we're halfway through Halloween. Speaking of recycle, have you done like crazy repurpose outfits before?
Yeah, I have. And actually, a couple people just did it on the new show that I've been filming. They took, I can't tell yet, but they took some really cool garments that you and I would like love. Got a really good deal. I think the budget was $20 for that, but nobody spent $20. I think they spent maybe $8 and came out with 2 gorgeous outfits. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. You know what? Here's a challenge. You should add a new challenge. You do like in unconventional materials, like vegetables or plants or like recycled items, you know, plastic.
Oh gosh. So first of all, while we're watching you sew, I'm going to have to laugh about the plants because thankfully I have a peace lily in here that I've had. Somebody gave it to me as a gift when I bought this building. And when I leave for a period of time, I come back and everything's wilted, put a little water in, it all comes back. That and a cactus are about the only 2 plants I can keep alive. So I'm not sure about the plants.
Yeah, no, I don't think the models would be wanting to wear cactus.
Yeah, no. And vegetables, I don't go in the kitchen very often, so I'd have to probably take a training on that.
Oh, that's so funny. I saw a gown that was made completely out of you know, like soda, like the canned soda, like the little pop thing, like the little thing that you pop off. I saw a gown that was completely like beaded out of that, and they actually wore it at a major beauty pageant. I was like, what?
Oh,
I know. Can you imagine how long that would take? Okay, so look, we have attached our ruffled skirt.
Oh my goodness, look how cute that is.
Isn't that so cute? So this is the lining or the inside.
Wow.
And this is the outside. So this is how we're gonna close this off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew in our zipper right here, and then on the other side of the waistband down will be like, you know, to close off the back part of the zipper. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pin the seam right here to line up with the seam in the back, and I'm gonna like sew it through with the sewing machine so it stays you know, like upright like this.
Yeah, everybody's like, I cannot believe that you're almost finished with the skirt, and it has not even been 30 minutes.
I know,
including freezing.
I know, and chatting and all that, you know, it's super easy. All right, let's put on a mannequin. I just want to see how it looks.
Oh yeah,
look how cute that is, and it's got a nice lining underneath.
That's cute.
I wonder if we can make it so it's reversible.
Well, if anybody could make it reversible or flip up and flip down, it's you.
It will be me. You know, I need to do some sort of transformation segment one time because I feel like that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
It will probably be, take a lot longer, but it will be a lot of fun for sure.
We could have a part 1 and a part 2 for the transformation dress.
Oh yeah.
And a part 3 and a part 4.
Oh yeah. It's funny because I've been trying to figure out patterns and whatnot, which I do whenever I'm not doing anything. And there's a way to turn any existing dress that you have into a transformation dress.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy. So there's like I need to like show you guys how, because it's so easy. You can turn like an existing wedding dress, prom dress, even like, one of those cute little like Easter children's dresses. There's a way to like make something and then it will transform into that. It's easy.
So for any of you that just joined and you're like, what is he talking about? Nephi has this fabulous way of having a dress where it's like folded. I mean, you describe it. It's like folded up, hidden somehow, but he utilizes both sides of the fabric. So it looks like a regular dress. And all of a sudden you'll see somebody take off a snap, which for me, my whole dress would fall off, but he takes off a snap and it unfolds into something totally different. It's amazing.
So I'm all about, I guess like I'm crazy that way. I always try to figure like, ooh, how can I elevate this costume or this dress? And I'm like, I'm gonna make it transform. So yes. So there's I don't know if you guys have seen like some Broadway shows or like they do it sometimes on pageants where like they're walking and all of a sudden like poof, it's changed, And so that's kind of like what I do. All right, so here is our zipper. I'm using an invisible zipper. I'm gonna grab our zipper foot.
Anne wants to know, hey, Nephi, do you have an, it's Nephi, not Neff, but you're close, Anne. Hey, Nephi, do you have a YouTube channel?
You know what? I actually do. I haven't updated it in, oh my gosh, like 2 years, but I need to. And that's part of my goal this year is to continue on it because I'm actually planning on doing a masterclass on
wonderful
sewing, like corsetry, because I love making corsets. That's one of my specialty. I wanted to do like transformation outfits as well.
Everyone's like, all right, yay. But if you really want to see his work, it's on Instagram. I'll put a link when we're finished here.
Yes. I post everything on Instagram and they're fun. I love like I make a lot of like crazy fun dresses in there. Okay. All right. There you go. Just sewing on the zipper. Do you guys like using invisible or do you guys like the regular polyester zipper?
I like both.
You like
it depends
both?
on the application. I love the invisible zipper because it's so hidden. I mean, thus the hidden zipper. But sometimes if the fabric's too thick, I'll switch to the other just because of the little pop-a-roo.
Oh yeah.
What do you all think?
So I personally love invisible. I actually found these invisible zippers. I get them in LA. That's the only place I found it. But it's like a corsetry zipper. So you can actually cinch in your waist by like 2 inches and it won't break.
Whoa. Wait. Did you just say we can lose 2 inches off our waist?
Yeah. Like, so if you make a corset, you know how usually when you do a corset, you lace it up and then pull it tight to like cinch in. So these zippers, that's the same thing, except it zips you up and it's an invisible zipper and it can like cinch you in without breaking.
I don't know. I think I'm on that.
I know. It's actually like what I'm using right now. I'll show you the difference.
Oh, I don't know. What do you all think about that? If I could lose 2 inches on my waist from a zipper, I would be one happy zipper.
So we have our regular invisible zipper right here. And then this is the corset zipper. So you can see it's a lot bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And it's invisible. And no matter what you do, it won't break. It won't break.
That's amazing.
So that's what I use whenever I make like wedding dresses. Because, you know, instead of like lacing it all up, which you can, some brides, they like the no lace up look, but cinched in feel.
You know what though? When I used to do alterations, Nephi, I can't even tell you how many dresses people would bring me that right where that seam, where that waist and the bodice hit, that
Yes.
the zipper would have ripped out. I mean, it pulls away. That zipper that you have there would be fantastic. It's strong. Marcia says I wouldn't be able to breathe. Well, I could try it though.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to like make it so it's like where you're comfortable breathing, but yeah, it will cinch you in. And surprisingly, like my supplier in LA, it's only like $2 each, and it's
Wow.
about 26 inches.
I have a
And
feeling Nephi's going to get a lot of messages today. Can we buy a zipper from you?
I know, right? No, for real. I bought like, cause I was just in LA. So I live in New York, but I was just in LA, and while I was there, I went and gathered a bunch of the materials and like things that I usually use. I used to live there, and so I went and bought a ton of zippers because I can't find them anywhere. They don't sell them in regular, you know, crafting stores. Online, I think they're like $8 to $12 each, and I get it for $2. The only thing is, it's like a mom and pop's kind of location, so they don't ship. So you're gonna have to make a trip to LA. All right, so now we have the zipper on the skirt part. I'll show you. It's a love-hate relationship when you're trying to zip up ruffled, like pre-ruffled fabric, because you know it will get caught. So this is where we are.
Oh, that looks great.
So yeah, this won't go anywhere. And now we're gonna go sew the lining and the other side of the waistband onto the back side of the zipper. So this is how I do it. I just want to show you. So this is the zipper sewn in. I fold the lip part in. I don't know if you guys cut it or I just fold mine in, and I fold the backside materials forward like that, and I sew it onto the lip of the zipper. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Oh, Caroline says, if I use 2 zippers, could I lose 4 inches? And I was laughing about that. And Brother Social Team says, the math looks good to me, Caroline.
You know, it's never been tested, so I'm
it's
sure
never been tested.
The math is mathing, so. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I know, right? Like now, that actually like, it's funny because I've used it on sleeves before. I don't know if you've used invisible zippers on sleeves. I've made wedding dresses where the fabric don't stretch, but they want long sleeves and they want it fitted on their arm. So I actually do an invisible zipper right here. And what I do, I sew like pearl buttons or like buttons on top of the zipper so you don't see it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, I love doing that because again, you know, you don't see it, but it's a great way to like have a fitted arm without, you know, without you trying to squeeze through a little tiny hole.
Speaking of covered buttons, for those that want to see a really fun way to do that, using the Brothers Scan and Cut, Tabitha will be on Tuesday, and she's working on some really cool things on the Scan and Cut, but one of them is covered buttons. And I'll tell you, There was years ago that I did this beautiful gown that had, I think there was over 30, I want to say almost 50 itsy bitsy covered buttons going all the way down the sleeves, up the legs. And that is a killer for your fingernails. But if I would have had the scan and cut, it wasn't even around back then. If I would have had the scan and cut, it would have made it so much easier.
Oh my gosh, that much?
They were a lot.
Woo! That's crazy.
I'll have to
crazy.
post a photo. I'll post a photo on Instagram. I have the picture hanging on the wall over there, so I'll have to get a photo and put it on Instagram. It was gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I bet it was. Did you have to like individually cut the circles before you like press it into the buttons?
Oh yeah, individually cut, and they were the itsy bitsy ones. And I used, the outfit was a like a brocade, a satin brocade, so it was a little thicker. And,
Oh yeah.
And then you had to tuck each button under, put the backing in, and then hand sew them in place because they were.
I would be in tears. In tears. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of buttons. Well, okay. I just have to ask, what's the most tedious garment you've ever made? You know, tedious like that.
What's the most tedious?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that rates in the top 10. I think one of my I made a couple dresses when I got married for myself, and I made one dress that was a silk. It's like what was the fabric? It was a crepe silk, had a light stretch to it, and I hand beaded thousands and thousands and thousands of beads to it. That would have been the most tedious.
You did?
I did.
Oh my gosh! You know, hand beading is like something that I've always wanted to do, but I think I'm too chicken to do it.
Oh, it was. Each one had to go on individually and be tied because the dress stretched a little bit. And so I couldn't even do one and attach another because if I sat down, it would pop all the beads off. So yeah.
Have you tried using the spinning thingy? Have you seen those? So it looks like a bowl, and then you put all your beads in there, and it spins really fast. And then you just put in your needle, and it will just like go. All the beads will just go into your needle.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing. It looks like a deep bowl, and it spins, and you just pour your beads in there, and you just get this your beading needle, the long ones, and you just like dip it in, and like hundreds of them will go in right away.
Wow. No, I have not seen that.
I know,
it's not about the product, Walt, so don't ask about it. We'll have to have like a private chat over on
Yes, exactly. I don't know what brand it is. I've just seen it like done on like couture houses.
Wow.
Like how they bead stuff. I'm like, dang, that's amazing. I want
now,
one.
have you seen the beading where I learned this years ago? It's a trade, like a technique, where you have the fabric upside down and you have what looks like a crochet hook and you bead.
Yes.
Yes. I learned how to do that. I haven't done it in a while, but I have a project half finished. And once I finish it someday, I'll share it. But it's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, please do. I actually bought that same tool, the little hook thing. But I was like trying to figure it out, and I gave up after like that 5 minutes. I'm like, nope. I've always wanted to learn how to do it though. Okay, you're gonna have to teach me how to do this. All right, so I saw the zipper. What I'm doing now is I'm just quickly serging the hem of our lining.
Connie. Okay, Connie said everybody's going to be turning their salad spinners into a bead. That's great.
I mean, if you're going to use that, they have to be pretty big beads for it to not like fly everywhere. That's awesome. But yeah, like I think you can probably just Google like bead spinner. I don't know what it is, but it looks. I saw a video. It's really fascinating. All right, we're almost done here. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and hem the lining real quick. So when I hem it, after I serge it, I just fold it once. and I'm gonna hem it like outwards. That way, when you flip the skirt inside out, it's still like a clean hem.
So, Nephi, I know the brother social team's dying laughing here because, first of all, all my kitchen utensils are in the sewing studio for dyeing fabrics. And now they said, you've used a fork. Now we have a salad spinner. Same thing going on here.
Oh my gosh. I thought I was the same way. Like whenever I dye fabrics, I use a lot of like kitchen tools.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You know, I mean, when I guess we learned this when they used to teach home economics because it's all about cooking and sewing, right? Do they teach that anymore in school? Do you know? I don't know because we homeschool all of our kids.
I think some schools are, but I don't know for sure. I mean, I've heard like some, but from the emails that I get that want me to teach their kids how to sew, I'm going to say no, not a lot. Not like it used to be.
Really? I remember in high school, we had to learn like 20 different kinds of embroidery. I thought it was really fascinating. It was one of my best subjects.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I did not take sewing and I did not take cooking because I took cooking once and they made cookies and they smelled so bad. That's why I hate chocolate. But I took woodworking. I liked the woodworking. I was just like one of the guys.
No way. I love that so much. I love that you took woodworking. I love that. That's amazing. Okay, so I'll show you what we have so far. So the zipper's in. This is where the zipper is. You can't really tell because it's an invisible zipper, but it's right there. And then I'll flip it inside out so you guys can see the inside.
Yeah, because I think Marianne was like, did you attach the lining to the zipper? That's what he was doing, Marianne. It's going to look amazing.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Very professional.
I try because, you know, it's a fun play clothes and I'd rather have it last. So what I'm going to do next is I just have to sew the waistband together. That way,
Patty, Patty, I'm with you. Patty's like, I cannot believe that you just sewed that entire dress and we're carrying on a full conversation. Yeah, that's called multitasking.
I think, you know, it helps that I have ADHD. Oh, man. All right, so I'm just sewing the waistband in. I mean, like together. Because you know how we have the flat waistband and we fold it in half, so I'm just sewing it together. That way it stays up. And hopefully it will help make it look even more professional. And then we're gonna go put it on our mannequin, which I'm so excited to see. I always love putting it on a mannequin and just admiring it for a few minutes. I'm like, I did that, you know? That's probably one reason why I love like sewing and stuff. It's the satisfaction of like seeing it all together. I should just you know how like there was a cartoon that had a book that said everyone can cook. I should make one that says everyone can sew.
There you go. You should. I'd buy it first.
All right, so it's done. So this is the inside. You can see it's sewn. And this is the outer part.
Oh, I love it.
And so now the waistband is actually like staying up. And I'm proud of myself because I didn't accidentally sew. Sometimes you sew in like the ruffle up like that, you know, I'm like, oh. I'm happy that didn't happen today.
That looks absolutely amazing. I love the gathering. Oh my gosh. I would have never thought of gathering the fabric that you used on the outside because it already had so much going on. It looks awesome.
Thank you. It just makes it more fun and frilly and, you know, extra. You know me, again, I'm going to repeat it every segment. My middle name is Extra. All right, so
Oh
here
my goodness.
we are.
Absolutely love it. So who's going to be wearing this on your Instagram this week?
You know what? I'm going to try to bribe my daughter. She's like, I just want to wear shorts all day long, kind of teenager right now. So this is the inside.
Love it. Oh, when you hold that up, I could totally think of some cool Nephi twists on there.
I know, right? You know what? This would be a fun one. You can like wear like a tank top underneath, put like invisible snaps right here. Just like kind of like
Oh,
like I mean, with a different, probably a different type of fabric, so it's not as bulky. And then you can even make it just like one like one hand thing, just
wow.
like
Absolutely
sprint it
gorgeous.
like, and then you have something different.
So fancy. Nephi, you get an A+ in my book. And if you read all the comments, people are going crazy. They love it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So fancy. Somebody's going to be lucky. I agree, Susie. Beautiful.
Thank
Oh
you,
my God.
guys.
So wouldn't you all agree this was so worth the wait? We missed you on Tuesday, but a lot of people said, hope your kiddo's doing well now.
Thank you. Yes, much, much better. And I can't wait to go home and eat lunch together with them. But I'm so glad I got to hang out with you guys.
This is awesome. So are you in your studio now?
Yes. So right now I am in my studio. It's a big giant mess right now. I have 4 dresses that I'm working on. So if I turn it around, it's insane. But this side is nice and clean.
Welcome to the world of live. So let me bring your Instagram up here. There you go. There's his website, designerdaddystudio.com. And what's your Instagram handle?
It's just designerdaddy_.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. When you get a chance, you're going to have to go back and read all these comments. So for all of you watching, this was a fantastic tutorial. That dress, I absolutely give it a little twirl there again. I just love that. If my nieces are watching, I know what I'm going to have to be making soon. Teresa, if you're watching, Kieran, Sienna, I will make something like this for you in a very small size. They're only 5.
I know. Oh, that would be so cute. They're going to love it.
They love it. Anything frilly like that. So Nephi, what a great show. Brother, thank you for letting us take over your page. I cannot wait. And we're going to have a chat about that Halloween challenge. Brother, get your thinking cap on. All right.
Well, thank you guys so much. See ya.